somewhere, like a Mew Earth ghost shipper is gonna crawl from the depths of the earth and end up in our comments.
No, but seriously, if you are a Mew... Hi guys! Welcome to LoveCast, the Boys Love Podcast. I'm your host Pixie, and with me are my co-hosts Kayla and Alexa.
Hi. Hello.
Today we are doing a deep dive into EarthMix. And I need to find a better way to say that.
What's going on?
I'm having a weird day, okay? Anyways, we'll start out with sort of tea time about EarthMix and what fans are saying about promotions from GMMTV.
Yeah, so when we put out on social media that we were doing this episode, asking for things that we should talk about related to EarthMix, we got a response from one of our listeners talking about the way GMMTV has been promoting them, or the lack thereof. And they said, I don't know what you've heard about this, but hangers are pretty upset at the moment. We have the feeling that EarthMix are getting an unfair treatment from GMMTV. They didn't promote Cupid's Last Wish as they should have, and now they're doing the same with Moonlight Chicken. EarthMix have had some events recently, and the company didn't even announce them. EarthMix and fans had to promote them themselves. Also, the fan meet in Vietnam, they only tweeted about Nanan's fan meet and not EarthMix's. Of course, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but things like that happened a lot. And they're saying it's not just our imagination. We have a group chat that we're making to plan how to promote Moonlight Chicken soon. Because if GMMTV doesn't want to do it, we're doing it. And yeah, so basically, it seems like GMMTV does not really say much about EarthMix or their activities or the things that they're doing together, and fans have been noticing.
Yeah. And I honestly fair, because after reading that, I'm just like, yeah, I haven't heard anything about
like they mentioned
they're doing
a fan meet in Vietnam. I didn't even know that was happening. Like, I've been seeing so much about GMMTV artist fan meets in Japan and Korea, like Nanan and OffGun and Brightwin and the F4 boys, but like I had no idea that EarthMix were also doing fan meets, so I don't know. I feel like that definitely says something.
Yeah, I feel like we knew they were getting a lot of shows and everything, and obviously 1,000 Stars was a huge success, but like it almost felt like they went completely off the radar if you're just considering what we're getting on Twitter and other social media. And honestly, it felt like sort of, if you're not in the fandom, you would forget they exist.
Yeah, which is interesting because they are, at this point, I think, one of the more popular pairings that GMMTV has on their roster right now, especially after A Tale of 1,000 Stars. I mean, they kind of skyrocketed to one of their bigger pairings and having a bigger following. So it's weird to me that GMMTV seems to be dropping the ball with them. And I don't know if it maybe just seems like other pairings and shows are getting more, and so EarthMix in comparison is seeming like it's not getting much. But yeah, it's definitely weird. I mean, yeah, like you said, Pixie, like after seeing that tweet, I thought about it, and I really don't see much about them on at least the official GMMTV social media. Like, most of the stuff I see is coming from fans and fan accounts tweeting about the things that were going on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like Heather is saying, you know, GMMTV is still putting out EarthMix merch. You know, they just dropped all those like keychains and designs for all of their like current chips, and EarthMix was one of them. So it's interesting how, you know, they still show up in that portion when it comes to making money.
Yeah, I wonder what GMMTV is thinking about this, because like it's ignoring one of your most favorite pairings. Is that really a good strategy for marketing, especially when they have a show coming up?
Yeah.
Right.
Have we ever trusted GMMTV to make good choices when it comes to marketing and promotion, though? I can't say I'm surprised.
Yeah.
It's just disappointing. And obviously the fans are disappointed by it, so it really sucks for them more than anything.
Yeah. I definitely forgot that Moonlight Chicken was a thing that's coming out, because I don't think I've seen any promotion for it since they did their year-end announcement of all the shows. And then I think it was our BLs That Deserve Better episode where I talked about Cupid's Last Wish getting zero promotion after the fact. So
Disney
it's
Plus Death Drop that killed it.
It's very interesting how they don't even promote the shows that they're in. Like, okay, I could see maybe not promoting events, maybe, but not promoting shows that people are going to be watching or that you want them to be watching is odd.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand where but I sort of feel like GMMTV don't really know how to balance their talents and balance marketing.
100%. I feel like that goes even beyond the BL realm, even into how they promote their other artists compared to their artists who have been in BLs. But yeah, definitely even within the realm of BL, like within that subset of GMMTV artists, I feel like they struggle with managing. And it's kind of like once they see some new ship gaining... I just totally lost my train of thought.
Traction.
A new ship gaining, like, traction. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
They'll put, like, everything into that. Like, it happened with Omen and Nan. It's happening with First and Cow Tongue right now. So, yeah. I think they're just, like, very, like, one-track minded when it comes to, like, this ship is popular right now, so we're gonna push everything about them and forget everyone else.
Yeah. Because I'm sort of surprised, because it feels like they are promoting old ships more than the popular newer ones sometimes. Like with Tay and Nui and Kristen Sinto. Like, even though they're not getting great promotion either. They like, there's a balancing issue here, but I mean, I don't know. I sort of sometimes feel like they should just have a separate social media account for their boys love content and not have it under everything.
It's very easy for stuff to get buried in their social media. I did notice that they started making, like, official Twitter accounts for some of their TV shows. Like, I noticed Never Let Me Go has, like, its own Twitter account, which is something I've never seen from a GMMTV show before. So maybe they are going to start, like, streamlining individual promotions for shows more. So it'll be interesting to see. I think Moonlight Chicken has been pushed to early next year for its premiere. So it'll be interesting to see as it gets closer, you know, if they start getting that kind of promotion with, like, a Twitter account.
Do you think they're trying to do the same thing they did with 1,000 Stars?
Like put it off.
Pushed it and like got that, built up the hype, and I don't know. I
honestly think it's just because they got overambitious with the amount of shows they wanted to do this year, and their filming schedule is behind.
That's exactly what happened last year, though. That's why 1,000 Stars got aired late.
Yeah.
Well, that, and they struggled filming it because of rain season, I think, with the mountains and everything. Yeah, okay. Well, either way, they're not getting enough promotion, and it's wrong, but I do think GMMTV is sort of, it has been doing like this overhaul of their whole operations, trying to put the pieces in place. I think they have too much they've gotten too much attention in a short time period. So they don't know what to do with all that international attention and everything. They're trying to figure it out, and they're not good at it.
they're not good at it at all. They're very bad at it.
Let's just say that. Okay, so as everyone knows, EarthMix is like, they're a huge popular ship from GMMTV. Mix is 24 and Earth is 28. And Mix is studying to be a vet, part of the youth movement in Thailand, and very vocal about youth rights and LGBTQ rights. Which is amazing.
Cool dude. Yeah, he's doing so much. Like, whenever I hear that someone is in, like, med school or veterinary school and also, like, acting and doing all of this, like, they do, like, a lot of events and promotion for GMMTV, and he's studying to be a vet on top of that. Like,
crazy.
Could never be me. Like, more power to him.
You hear a lot of, like, in Hollywood and stuff, people who are, like, enter the entertainment industry when they are young and still go to school. They usually, like, quit school or go to, like, private lessons or something like that instead. So, like, that he can do school and vet school at the same time as, like, being... Like, how many series... 3 series they have so far together?
Yeah, as EarthMix, yeah.
Yeah. So, how do he, like, find the time? Like...
I don't know. People like that are just, like, that's a whole different breed of person that I can never understand or relate to.
It's so impressive. And he's just 24. Like, I
know.
could never.
Yeah, oh my god. I can't think about it. I'll feel bad about myself.
Literally.
Yeah. So they've both known each other since Mix was 15, which would have made Earth 19. They lived together for a while. Not anymore because Mix's condo is finished. They were raising their cats together while living together. That is the freaking cutest thing.
I remember the fandom when they were living together was just like, the Delulu was an overdrive.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Like, they were living together and they were probably spending a lot of time together, but oh my god, the clips and stuff that I would see coming out when they were living together, it was a lot.
And I'm just like, we knew they were living together, but people were still, like, micro-analyzing all the pictures and stuff.
The blinds.
The wallpaper and the blinds, and that's the same room. And like, we were just like, yeah, they are in the same house. Okay, you can't do that. Like, it's not unheard of visiting a very good friend or staying with a friend for a while. No, that was funny. Yeah.
That was fun.
It's good in Delulu land when you can just, like, go amok.
Going amok in Delulu land.
Oh my god. So, yeah, they would hang out a lot. There would be a lot of stuff on socials, and the cats had their own socials. I mean, how did they find the time for all of this?
Right? I keep going back to that.
Oh my god. Yes. And they were on Safe House together.
Yep.
I haven't seen any of it. I Heather gave us some clips. But I honestly, I've never watched a Safe House episode.
I don't watch full episodes. Like, what I've seen from Safe House has only ever been through clips on social media. But I was watching, like, EarthMix compilations prior to recording this episode because I saw it was in the notes, and I was like, well, I need to know the tea if we're going to talk about EarthMix on Safe House. But yeah, I don't know. They just seem like you could tell watching their interactions that they're like genuinely consider each other their best friends, because it all just feels really natural. And I know we say that about a lot of ships, and everyone wants to say that about their ships, but like me as someone who is not necessarily involved in the EarthMix fandom, like everything about them looked very natural in the way they were interacting. And some of the clips Heather sent with like, there was the coffee clip that she was like freaking out and had to find before we started recording the episode. But yeah, it's all just very, very natural and very sweet, which I think you can't say about every couple as much as everyone wants to.
Yeah. I mean, I was saying before we started the clip where they are in the bed in Safe House and Mix is cuddling up to Earth in his sleep. Mm-hmm. And Earth is very like hands off and just like not touching him. And I'm just like, the level of respect for someone that you are just like not touching them without their knowledge. And like, he's obviously sleeping, so he doesn't know what he's doing. Mm-hmm. But Earth doesn't touch him without consent. And I'm just like that. I honestly, it's fucked up that
it's like mind-boggling to
right.
me.
That is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah,
it is.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like kind of like the bar is on the floor, but it's nice to see people like going above that bar and like being respectful of their acting partner and their friend. And Earth in general just seems like a very respectful dude and like such a nice guy from, you know, what I've seen of him. So it fits from what I've seen of him for sure. That he's super respectful.
I also said like I feel like Earth has never been very like touchy or clingy or with his other co-stars or anyone else, like the way that he interacts with Mix.
Yeah.
Which feels very natural and not like...
There's a level of comfort, it feels like.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, if you're listening or watching the episode, make sure to let us know your favorite Safe House moments, because I feel like the three of us have only seen some here or there, so we've seen the big ones that Heather showed us, but we need to scoop on the best EarthMix moments.
Yeah, I mean, give us specific ones so we don't have to like sludge through like an
give
hour
us
long Safe House episode with no English subs.
Putting them to work.
Yes. So... Earth has been in some other BLs, starting out with Waterboy. No. Like, okay, we are...
Oof.
That show keeps coming up, and I regret the time I spent watching it. I regret it with my whole being that I... Not because of Earth. I'm just not because of Earth.
Just the show as a whole. It's like it's not his fault.
No. Do you know who made me watch that?
Ariel.
Ariel made me watch it. He was just like, "It's so good."
We had a friend from our Discord server who was like,
I hate
such a big fan. Yeah, Waterboy was a show that happened, and definitely not the greatest reference of Earth's acting career, I would say.
Hell no. Mm-mm.
It's like, if you want to know everything wrong, like, if you want to see a show that gets everything wrong.
Literally everything.
Literally everything wrong.
Oh my gosh.
It's like everyone falls in love with a boy, even the lesbian.
Even the lesbian?
Oh my god.
Some
You
people
got
fall in love
everything.
with adult men when they're like 18.
Oh, yeah. No, we were pretending that never happened. God, Alexa, I had forgotten about that.
Hey, your boy Top Tap?
No!
Oh.
He's not in... No.
Yeah, the essay is really, really bad in that one.
Yeah, that scene, the second that scene started, that's when I dropped the series completely, and I was like, I can't do this. So, yeah, sorry to any Waterboy fans out there. Ariel might be the only one, but sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Oh.
Excuse face.
No, I hate that joke. It's so bad.
Same.
Okay, next one. Love by Chance. He plays Type, which is so...
I always forget that
Random.
so
Type in...
funny. That is Type from Tharn Type. That's Type, like Gulf Type. Like, how can you... I mean, which came first, by the way?
Love by Chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
But...
Because that was 2018, and then Tarn Type was 2019, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
I mean, how do they get, like, honestly, I think, like, Earth is closer to how Type is supposed to look, according to the novel, than Gulf is.
Mm.
Just saying. But at the same time, I imagine, like, in my head, when I see, like, he's, like, Earth is Type, I start imagining you and Earth.
No.
And I'm just like, no, that's not it.
That could be possibly the most cursed ghost ship ever. Like, that is so bad.
Oh. Yeah, my brain hurts.
Somewhere, like, a Mew Earth ghost shipper is gonna crawl from the depths of the Earth and end up in our comments.
No, but seriously, if you are a Mew Earth shipper, let us know.
Let us know.
I genuinely have some questions. Let us know. Let's talk.
I never thought that sentence would be uttered by a human.
Oh, I'm crying.
Oh my god. Okay. No, but acting. If you forget about Tharn Type, he did a good job as Type. Like, but
I think he did too.
Yeah, it's not a huge role in
Love by Chance. It was very small. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And then you have Theory of Love, and I love Theory of Love.
You know how you feel about Earth ship Theory of Love.
And
Earth and White.
Earth, like, honestly, Earth and White is just as bad as
I was
Mew.
gonna say, what's worse, Earth and Mew or Earth and White?
Those are just as bad. Like, that they let that happen is just beyond me. And, like, at one point I was rooting for Gun and Earth to get together so they didn't have to fight.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna be honest, I was so, like, I didn't have strong feelings about that ship either way when I watched Theory of Love, and then we talked about it on the podcast, and Pixie hated it so much, and I was like, what happened in this ship that Pixie hates it so much? I was just like...
It's not that it's, like, there's nothing, like, that happened, because it's a really, like, passive relationship. They just suddenly are together. It makes no sense. But it's so wrong. It's just, I saw that, and just my whole body reacted. I just, like, this is wrong!
Yeah. It is quite interesting to think about how many people Earth has been paired with, and none of them have worked out until Mix came along.
And that's why it's so, like, I had such a big reaction when seeing them together, and I think it's one of the reasons why it became so successful and why you kind of feel like they have this great chemistry, because you're used to seeing Earth in terrible pairings. And then you get this perfect one, and it's just like...
It just works. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the proof is in the pudding, and the fact that they are moving on to their third show together. So obviously they found a pairing for him that truly works.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always loved Earth in all his roles. I just think GMMTV have been like terrible at casting in roles. Like, not his fault. So, Mix, he came out of nowhere for me. I had no idea who he was, and I'm pretty sure most of us didn't. But he got his, like, we were getting like a history lesson from Heather earlier. and she was talking about how he Mix got the role because Earth wanted Mix to have the role. Because they knew each other, they had chemistry, and Earth was comfortable with Mix, and even though they were better actors at the auditions, they just work better as a pairing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But honestly, like, I mean, who knows who was at the auditions, but for A Tale of a Thousand Stars being Mix's first acting gig, like, he was really, really great in that show. Like, I would never pick him as, like, a newcomer actor if I was just watching that show without any prior knowledge of him.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. I remember looking him up when Tale of a Thousand Stars was on, and when I saw that was, like, the first thing he ever did, really, I was like, what?
Wow.
Yeah.
Who is he? I wanted to, like, know everything.
The talent. It's just, like, how hard has he, like, did he have to work to get to the point that he got to? Like, he did get some extra time to work on his acting skills, considering they had to postpone filming all the time. But still, I mean, some of these boys are in the, like, BL industry for years before you get to the point that Mix was when he was doing A Thousand Stars.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
He was really great.
Yeah.
So obviously he doesn't, like, have a lot on his resume.
Yeah.
But he did a role in Fish Upon the Sky. I'm gonna be honest, I did not, like, I watched until that episode where I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
I did not watch that show.
Doesn't he play like a minor character that everyone is just like, oh?
He was one of the main characters, like, OG love interest before. Right. I think he was Pooin's character's love interest before Pond came in and, like, they ended up together. But he was the one that Pooin's character, like, wanted to impress.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, so every time he came on, like, he was in the frame, it was just like, it felt like angels were descending from heaven.
Just probably not too far from reality for Mix, to be honest.
You know what it reminds me of? That scene in the Japanese the satire BL.
Satire BL. Magnifies the word of BL, yeah.
Yes, the scene where that blonde kid has all the roses. That's what it reminded me of.
Yes.
I love that.
He also had a cameo, like a 2-episode cameo in Vice Versa, where he played a vet named Mix, which I love the cameos in Vice Versa because they were so on the nose like that, but he was a vet named Mix in the Vice Versa universe, which was cute. But yeah, other than that, like, I think he's had maybe one other cameo, but most of his main roles have been with Earth in their BLs.
Yeah.
So, going on to the big thing. A Tale of Thousand Stars.
Yes.
Honestly, we waited for that show for forever. I mean, it was one of the most hyped show from the lineup the year before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember the reaction when it was like finally gonna happen, because you know you wait so long and you get like worried that something's gonna fall through and they're gonna have to cancel the production and stuff. But like I remember when it was early 2020, I guess, when it like was finally happening, that like the reaction that the fandom had was huge, and for good reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, A Tale of a Thousand Stars, it was like it was very different from what we were used to seeing from GMMTV. Mm-hmm. And I also, like, the thing that they actually went into the mountains and filmed it, and all the beautiful shots, and using the locals sort of to film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they really did justice to like the rural mountain setting that it was meant to be in, and like they really went for it. And you know, we know from when we talked with Drake about like what the environment was like up there and some of the weather and stuff they dealt with. So, but I honestly think it really paid off for how the production came out in the end. Like it really made it all like feel that much more authentic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was one of my favorites of 2021.
I think when we did our best BLs of 2021, it might have been on all of our lists, but at least a couple of our lists it made it on there. So yeah, it was a great show.
It was. So recently, it won the Special Award for Foreign Drama at the International Drama Festival in Tokyo, which is wow.
Yeah, that was just like a couple days ago. I remember seeing, I think P. Oaf like retweeted something about it, and like it's still winning awards at the end of 2022, so I feel like that definitely says something about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, every time I like hear news like from Japan about like Thai BL, I'm always a little bit like, wow, okay.
Me too. Yeah, because it just shows how international some of these shows have gotten, that they're popular in other countries.
Mm-hmm. And Japan is like the birthplace of BL, and just seeing that how Thai BL that has like based its industry on what came from Japan and just made it their own, to the point that there is like a huge following of Thai BL in Japan is crazy.
Yeah, and I think it's telling because like historically the Japanese BL market is so closed off and mainly just stuck to what was coming out in Japan. So I think the shows that have gotten big there and have gained a following there like really says something about the show, like and how it was received there, you know, and such a historically closed off BL market. So
yeah. So it's also had a slew of other awards, such as Best LGBTQ show made in Asia from the Asian Content Awards in 2021, Hottest Series from the 2020 How
I think
Awards.
It's a Time magazine. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And they also won Best Couple and probably more awards. So if any of you guys know of any more awards they've won, please just
I was Googling, and so like quite a few came up, but I was like, I can't include all of these. So
yeah. We'll just sit here for half an hour just going through all of the awards. Oh my god. Yeah, so the kiss at the end wasn't originally scripted.
I did not know that.
I remember just reading something about this the other day. Like, it must have been in our Discord server that they were talking about how... no, it was a clip from an interview where they were talking about, I guess, the kiss in A Tale of a Thousand Stars versus, like, what they've done for Moonlight Chicken recently, and how the kiss in A Tale of a Thousand Stars was a surprise, but they, you know, sat down and talked it out with Piof and got to the point where they felt comfortable doing it. I think because it was Mix's first acting gig, it was obviously his first on-screen kiss, so, like, he had to work through those nerves and stuff like that, and then the interview went on to say that obviously they don't have those issues now because they've been working together for a couple years now, but yeah, I just, like, that came up on Twitter or something the other day, and I was reading it, and that's how I learned that kiss was unscripted.
Yeah. I remember seeing a lot about the forehead kiss at the airport.
Yeah.
That wasn't scripted
That was a moment.
either. And I remember that was all over Twitter after.
Sometimes, like, forehead kisses are better than the actual kiss, just based on the energy of the moment. And I feel like that was one of those examples where, like, the forehead kiss was, like, the kiss from A Tale of a Thousand Stars. It, like, the kiss at the end was, like, great, but, like, the forehead kiss was, like, the one that had the people freaking out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, they really went into these characters, and they were, like, to the point that they felt like they would know better how their characters would react to things than what the script was saying. And I love that.
Yeah.
And I think, like, that's what made the series so great. I don't think anyone else could pull it off the way they did. And at the same time, their characters, they fit their characters, which from the book.
It feels like those characters were made for them. Like,
yeah,
Pupa as Earth as Pupa and Mix as Tien. Like, it just feels like the author wrote the book with them in mind, almost.
Yeah, 100%.
Heather's in the chat having her. Heather's having Heather. Okay, before we recorded this episode, Heather's like, I'm not going to type too much in the chat because I know it can be distracting. Meanwhile, she's going off on this, like, one word per message rant about the forehead kiss at the end. We love it.
Yeah, it works. No, Heather, you're part of this podcast, even if it's just, like, texting on the side. We'll be your voice.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so do you guys have any other thoughts about A Tale of a Thousand Stars? I mean, I could do a whole episode of how much I love that show.
But talked about it quite a few times before on different episodes. Yeah. Go watch our past episodes if you want to hear our full thoughts about it. Little plug moment right there.
Yes. So this year they had Cupid's Last Wish. And obviously we had some thoughts about that. Especially Kayla.
I just love that show. Like, I've noticed that with EarthMix, their pairing for some reason feels, like, very warm. I don't know how else to describe it. Maybe it's because they're so familiar with each other and because they act so naturally, but they just feel warm and almost like a home. I don't know how else to describe it. But yeah, I get that vibe in Cupid's Last Wish too.
Yeah, Cupid's Last Wish was, I think the episode we talked about it before was in our BL dramas that deserved better because kind of going back to what we mentioned before with the tea time, it feels like it didn't get any promotion. And they had the whole Disney Plus mess where it aired on Disney Plus before months before international fans could watch it, which I feel like was really detrimental to what the show could have been. Disney Plus is like AIS Play, and that it's the bane of international fans' existence because a lot of the shows that are on Disney Plus Hotstar are exclusive, I think, to like Asia or in Southeast Asia. So, and you have to have a Disney Plus subscription as well, which is money. So it kind of sucks that, you know, it could have been a great second project for them, but it got tampered down a lot by being so inaccessible, I feel like.
Yeah. That happens to a lot of shows that are, like, you see that with AI's Play and all, like, these hard to watch places. People are either gonna watch the illegal uploads or they just don't care when it gets released because the hype is over. Like, internet hype is a part of what makes a show enjoyable. And being able to talk to friends and talk across...
Engage with the fandom,
Yeah, and you can, like, engage with the Thai fandom, and you can engage with the Japanese fandom.
It brings everyone together.
Yes.
Like, tweeting, trying to get the hashtag trending and stuff like that. Like, it's just like a fandom bonding type situation.
You're a part of something. It's sort of like if you're going to a concert to watch like K-pop idols or something. It's like sort of that feeling when an episode airs and you're just like
everyone's on the same hype train.
Everyone is just like hyping it, and it's just like
Yeah, and I can only imagine like what it would have been like for Cupid's Last Wish if it had been like accessible to everyone at the same time, because it was EarthMix in their second show, and it was such a cool premise. I know some people have like mixed feelings about body swap shows, which is fair, but it was a really cool premise, and the way they pulled it off was really interesting. So it feels like it could have been so good for them and so big for them, but it sucks the way it
I mean, I think
off.
Once again, I think it's like GMMTV. They put out too much on their plate this year and just can't follow up with everything. So,
yeah, absolutely.
And they will be starring in Moonlight Chicken, which will air next year, like we said. And I still am not over the name of that show, and I don't get
Moonlight
it.
Chicken. I'm just thinking about how for a long time I think it was Heather was calling it Midnight Chicken.
No, I was too.
You were calling it Midnight Chicken?
I mean, none of those make sense. Moonlight Chicken, Midnight Chicken, whatever. It's like, why are we talking about chicken?
How does a chicken come into play? We have to find out. But no, I'm really excited for it. Like, me as the person who typically hates cheating plot lines in BL, usually because they're introduced as just like a stupid way to create conflict for an established couple, but like between this and Love Mechanics, I've been like into the cheating plot lines lately, apparently. So I'm just like, the trailer looks so dark and adult, and I'm just like really excited to see how they pull it off.
I mean, when the cheating is there as part of like the original story and
it's essential to the plot and not just like thrown in as a random plot device to create drama.
Exactly.
I'm like, I don't like when they try to censor controversial things. But I don't like it when they add them just because they need something. They don't have, like, the fantasy to...
It's like, it's a moral dilemma. Obviously, like, well, I hope most people probably agree that cheating is, like, a morally wrong thing to do. But, like, that doesn't mean it can't be shown in media and you can't enjoy it when it's shown to have, like, the full range of consequences that come with that, which it seems like we will see in Moonlight Chicken because, you know, I think they both have partners in that show who are played by First and Cowtongue, which will be really interesting to see them after they become a pairing in their own regard. So yeah, I don't know.
I forgot about that. Dude.
Yeah, First and Cowtongue play their like respective EarthMix's respective partners in Moonlight Chicken. So yeah, it's gonna be real. I'm so excited for it. Like the more I think about it, I'm just like, I'm so sad it got pushed to 2023, but hopefully that makes for a better product in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind them pushing shows because it means that, like, they're taking it seriously and doing it for the quality of the show, which gave us a great show with 1,000 stars. But at the same time, waiting sucks.
It sucks. It sucks.
Yeah. So they've also done a lot of variety content, right?
They have a EarthMix Space, which is like their GMMTV variety show, which I think they're like on a seasonal break right now. Like season 1 finished up a couple months ago, but yeah, I love those kind of shows, like where they just let them kind of like do things together and try new things together and do episodes with their friends and other co-stars and stuff like that. It's just like, I'm sure, like, obviously it's variety content, so it's scripted to some degree in what they're doing and certain things have to be included, but I just think like shows like that and variety content like that kind of is a cool way to see the progression of their ship over time and their friendship over time and seeing them do different things. It's always really fun to watch.
Yeah, they did like this pre-wedding photo shoot that got a lot of very mixed feelings from people. Some people, from what I gather, thought that it was a little bit a queer bait, like making money off of gay relationship kind of thing, which like BL already is. But I was watching, like, I can recommend everyone to check out a lecture by Dr. Thomas Baudinet. I think is how you say his name. I'm sorry if I butchered that. He is basically a BL academic, and he's done a lot of research, and he's been to Thailand and done a lot of research there, and he has a lot of good points and well researched points about how they deal with boys' love in Thailand.
And going into like the queer baiting argument and that side of things. He just did a lecture recently that I think we all enjoyed watching. Yeah, it's just, he just has a really interesting perspective as someone who has the research part, but is also obviously part of the fandom, and has been to Thailand and seen it firsthand. Yeah, as part of the LGBTQ community as well. So he has some really great stuff out there. But yeah, I remember that photo shoot, but I think, you know, they were also using it as, you know, there was the argument that, you know, they could have used, you know, queer people doing this, which, like, we don't know how EarthMix identify, so that argument is always kind of iffy to me. But also, like, they were doing it to partially advocate for marriage equality, weren't they?
Yeah.
So, you know,
and
I
they've
think
been very vocal about marriage equality from before.
I think we've talked a lot, and I remember specifically, like, from our interview with Santa and Earth, like, the idea of BL as a soft power. And no matter how these actors identify personally, whether we know it or not, they have a platform as BL actors, and using that platform to advocate for marriage equality, I think, is important. And yeah, that photo shoot is something that gets people talking, and it could be clickbaity or whatever, but that's the whole point, is that, like, you want people talking about the photos, and that leads into the conversation about what these photos were for. So I definitely see the argument from both sides, and I understand why some people came off with mixed feelings about it, but, like, I think the intent behind it made sense to me to an extent. That was kind of a tangent. We were talking about EarthMix and EarthMix Space.
Tangents and this show, so they did a camping concert.
Yeah, that just happened recently with Jung and Dunk and Pond and Fu-Win.
I saw some clips from that. I saw some clips of them wearing the clothes from 1,000
the
Stars.
Yeah, I remember watching the clip from that. It was like, it brought back all of the feels. Yes, they were kind of like wearing the outfits and
oh God, I was melting and I just saw a clip. Oh, yeah. That was good move, GMMTV.
For once.
For once, a good move, GMMTV.
Yeah, but I like, if they're gonna do like concerts or fan meets and stuff like that, I love this concept of sort of like rehashing old shows and sort of acting it out on stage. And
me too.
I think I would rather have that and giving me that nostalgia and just everything than like the old school fan service,
making them play the Pocky game on stage and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, yeah, I think it's a great way to still give those like very feelsy moments while also probably making it more comfortable for the actors because they're going back into their character and into the relationship with the characters, and it's acting for them, bringing that acting back onto the live stage as opposed to in the show. But yeah, I think it's a really cool way to like bring those couple feels that the fans are looking for and bring the nostalgia back from the show, but also like it's a little less blurring the line than some of the previous fan service that we've seen in the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we have a question in our sheet about like how GMMTV struck gold with them as a pairing. And I was just thinking about that, and I was just like, GMMTV lately have been sort of hitting the sweet spots with some of these pairings, but after a lot of failure.
Yeah. It's like by luck or by chance that these things are happening.
EarthMix was not GMMTV doing at all. Obviously, that was
Earth.
Literally.
Earth was tired of this bullshit and took it into his own hands.
He's like, I don't want to suffer anymore, please.
Oh my God.
Good for him.
Yes. And I wonder if that's why they aren't like pushing it like they did with Brightwin as an example. Like I would compare 1,000 Stars with Together in popularity. Although it didn't get the same COVID push. But Brightwin has been really pushed by GMMTV, even though they aren't doing BL, because obviously that's not what they wanted to do. And Together just got them to jump over some steps to what they really want to do, which is fine. Like, no one is saying anything about it. That's fine. They do whatever they want to do. If your BL isn't one of the like join BL, die BL, you can't do anything else.
Like a cult.
That's fine. But that's Brightwin has been orchestrated by GMMTV. While EarthMix sort of just came together on their own. So I wonder if that's why GMMTV just haven't. It kind of feels like, when you have a parent who doesn't want to listen to your ideas, so you kind of need to shove them in the right direction until they get the idea themselves.
I love that. Right? That's a good comparison.
Not speaking from personal. No, that sort of feels like that, but who knows? Who knows? Like, I would love to be a fly on the wall of GMMTV.
Yeah.
Do you guys think like they will be pillar of GMMTV, like OffGun, like Tainu,
and Kristen
Singto?
Yeah, those are the... I don't know. I feel like for a while, there was this talk about, like, the new pillars of GMMTV, and, like, I know Brightwind were in talks for a while after Together was very, like, at its peak, and then, like, EarthMix are definitely in talks as well, but I feel like GMMTV just, like, has kind of had a resurgence of the OG pillars, like, obviously Tay New have, like, made a major comeback in the last, like, year or so. They had some personal stuff going on, you know, there was, you know, all kinds of stuff that they worked out, but, like, GMMTV has been pushing them, like, hardcore lately with doing fan meets and stuff like that. There's talks that they'll have another series together, all that kind of stuff. OffGun have just been stable from the get-go. They're not going anywhere. And Chris and Singto, I think, are kind of the same, like, even though Singto is not in GMMTV anymore, like, they just kind of are existing as Chris and Singto. Yeah. So I don't know. I just feel like it'd be interesting if there was another ship that sticks for long enough. Like, what is the criteria to become a pillar of GMMTV, I guess is my question. Like, how do we decide that? I think that, like, if we're talking about their ships that have the most potential for longevity, I think EarthMix is definitely, like, up there as, like, one of the top ones. But yeah.
I definitely don't think anyone's going to be replacing anyone as a pillar. It'll just be, like, adding on so that there are more.
Yeah, I think right now, if there was going to be another one, EarthMix are definitely, like, would probably be most likely. I think most of their other ships are pretty, like, new. Like, First and Cowtongue, I know, have gotten extremely popular extremely fast, but that's just been within the last year.
Understandably so.
Yeah. It's interesting because they have the kind of similar dynamic of they have been friends for a while, and similar to EarthMix, and are now ending up in this situation where they did a show together and have become a ship. So, you know, that kind of friendship to BL partner pipeline, I guess, is profitable for GMMTV.
That's the new trope.
The best friends to BL partner.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, who knows? I mean, GMMTV is growing, like, their BL department is growing so fast, but at the same time, I feel like they're sort of just throwing everything at the wall and just, like, have some Young Dunk, some C...
Jimmy C.
Jimmy C. Just throw everything at the wall and see what happens. And who knows if we're gonna see all of these. Like, for the next, the next, what do you call it when they show everyone?
Their showcase.
I wonder which ships are gonna get any shows, and I wonder if they're gonna break any ships up. That's like, next year, are we not gonna get any first Cowtongue? Like, is that gonna happen?
I feel like that's the new and next is always kind of, I feel like, the indicator of how did a ship fare. So I'm very curious to see how GMMTV New and Next, the showcase, happens this year, because they do have so many new ships from this past year. But they also always have a lot of, like, new young talent coming in. So I don't know. We talked before earlier in this episode about how they don't know how to balance things. So I'm curious to see how all of these new ships versus the new actors that they have coming in versus potentially some old ships getting new series again. Like,
and are they gonna give Neo and Louis main roles.
Better. I think, okay, the one thing I'm sure of, or semi-sure of, is I think the side couple from Vice Versa is going to have a series together next year because GMMTV has been promoting the hell out of them. Ow and Boom. Ow and Boom are their names.
There was a discussion about which name came first.
Yeah, they were having the whole discussion. Yeah, but like they've been doing events with all of these like Jimmy C and June Dunk and First and Cowtongue. So that's like the one thing I'm sure of. But that's getting off topic again. But yeah, I feel like that's going to be the big indicator. I think I remember seeing in the past that like Mix and Earth have kind of talked about the potential of Moonlight Chicken being the last time they work together for the foreseeable future. So, it could be like an OffGun thing where they don't do a project for 2 years and then suddenly we have like a new theory of love with EarthMix coming out of the woodworks type thing. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's very hard to predict, I feel, because there's so much going on that you like. I doubt like GMMTV knows what
they
to
don't
do.
Know. No, they don't know what they're doing.
Hell no.
They have no idea. Oh my god. Yeah. So if we see another EarthMix series after Moonlight Chicken, what would we like to see from them? For me, I feel like they are a ship that cannot be in like one of these school BLs. Like, do not.
Earth is almost 30. Do not make that man.
Dare put them in some school shit.
I could see like an office rom-com a la like we're getting that step-by-step series from D-Hub House next year that's like the older like office manager and like I could see them in like an office rom-com, like an adult life type situation for them.
Listen, I want to see like Earth like cop mix like mafia boy kind of thing going.
Oh, like Trapped.
Yes.
EarthMix version of Trapped.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
They need to make the Thai Trapped, and
with
it
needs
to be EarthMix.
All right, we have a new plot to propose to GMMTV, guys. That would be really interesting. But yeah, I think they would have to be, and like they couldn't do a university BL. Like it would have to be some kind of adult life situation. Mm-hmm. Earth has like or Mix has like a mafia son would be really interesting to see.
Mm-hmm. I think he would be really good in that role. Like he has like this angelic look of him, like, but and then you just put him into like this
a mafia family.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, I'm a big advocate for there being a medieval BL where one is a prince and the other is his knight. So I could imagine Mix as a prince.
Yes. Earth as the knight in shining armor. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, no, they give off those vibes. Yeah.
They do.
They do. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah. Everyone let us know what your dream EarthMix series would look like if they were to have another one in the future after Moonlight Chicken. I'd be really curious to see what other people can imagine them doing.
Yes. Yeah, so this is it for this week's episode. Leave a comment down below or over on our social media telling us what you love about EarthMix. We need to know. If you haven't noticed, me and Alexa are wearing, like, drip.
Drip?
That's what it's drip. I have the pink milk t-shirt, and Alexa is wearing our new logo shirt, which you can find in our merch store. So we have mugs, we have tote bags, we have everything.
Stickers, everything, beanies,
Go check it out. If you enjoyed the episode, please rate, review, and follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Sharing this episode with your friends really helps us out. Thanks for joining us for this week's episode, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
One second.
Hello. Hello.